Welcome to Lumenite. My name is David Calabre, COO and Technical Support Team Lead here at Lumenite. Today we're going to be going over one of the most popular conductivity liquid level controls we have, which is the WFLT DIN mount 201. The 201 utilizes a single pole double throw relay to do a single point on-off switch, or you can use it for an emptying or filling operation. The DIN rail mount is the most popular again, and the WFLT is standard sensitivity. It'll handle probably 85 to 90% of all liquids out there. So let's take a look at this basic wiring of this unit. You can get these in different voltages, 110, 220, 440, 24 volts AC. For today we're just going to be doing 110 volts. So here's your line power, L1 and L2. We're going to be taking this over and going to the 110. Your high probe here, we'll do an emptying or filling operation right now. If you were doing a single point on-off switch, you would just bring the high probe terminal to whichever, there would only be one probe in here, but you would, whatever length probe, bring it right there, and then I'll tell you how to do the ground in a second. So we have the L1 and L2 going to line power. We're bringing the high over to the high probe in this case. The low is going to the low probe in this case. And the ground, we're going to leave this, or any good earth ground will work as long as it's got a good connection to the metal tank. You're in business. Or if you choose, you can get an extra probe in the probe assembly and use that as a ground reference rod for the conductivity control. Next, the relay, you have a normally closed, normally open, and common. So, normally closed is going to be connected to your line power. You can use the same line power to turn the load on and off, whatever you're turning, your pump, your solenoid, your light bulb, whatever you choose. You can bring the L1 over to normally closed, and then the common to your bell or light or solenoid, and then go back to L2, provided you don't exceed 10 amps at 110 volts AC. So if you do 110 at 110 volts, there's 10 amps. 220, it becomes 5 amps, etc. So for right now, we're just going to use an external power source. We won't use the line power for the unit. Normally closed is going to go back to whatever voltage you choose. Let's just say 110. And then your common is your hooked up to your load, and then back to line power. And that's how you would wire up here. For the filling operation, of course, normally closed means that when the relay is de-energized, your load is on because you're getting continuity through the relay and back to your line power. So whatever's here is going to be on, provided you're on this terminal normally closed, and it will be closed when the tank's empty and no liquid's touching the probes. When liquid is touching the first probe, nothing happens. When it comes up to the second is the one that trips the relay. So the second it hits the second one, the relay is going to energize. Normally closed is going to become open. Normally open is going to become closed, and it's going to shut the load off. The liquid's going to drop off the high probe, and it's going to hold in the energized position because your low probe in this case is actually part of the holding circuit. When liquid drops below the low probe, the relay is going to say, "Oh, connection's gone," or the hybrid module rather. It's going to say the connection's gone, and it's going to go, "Oh, okay, time to go back." Go back here. Normally closed will be closed again, and it will activate the load. Your relay, your solenoid valve or pump, etc. And that would be a standard emptying or filling operation. Now the mounting method I picked is DIN rail mount. We do have two others in the panel level line, which is what this is. These are designed for contractors and panel builders to be integrated into systems. You can get DIN rail mount with 1, 2, or 3 isolated relays, so you could do a lot of different things with those. Like for instance, 3 relays. You could actually have 4 probes in the tank there. You could have 1 relay doing a high failsafe, 1 relay doing an emptying or filling operation, and the 2 middle probes, and having a low failsafe at the low level. So it's kind of interesting the way you can just add more relays and do basically whatever you want. So the DIN rail mount is the most popular. think I have a sample of that around here. Where are we? Did we bring it in? We didn't bring it. Okay, that's fine. Track mount, a 3-inch snap track, and also an octal socket mount. I'll zoom in on this. I'll put the unit over here that's doing its demo, so you can take a look at what the 601 looks like with the variable sensitivity pots. But that's pretty much it for the 201 din rail mount as far as operation goes. Again, wine, beer, water. We've even used this version of it with a variable pot. You can beef the sensitivity up on this to get it to 250K, 300, 400K even. So these will even work with reverse osmosis water, deionized water, and a pure form of water that doesn't have a lot of mineralization in it. I hope that you've enjoyed the little explanation on our 201 series today. If you'd like any further information, the chat box would be right below me right now. I'm going to keep it open for another hour for any questions you have. Also, if you have any technical questions, it's technical support at lumenite.com and customer service at lumenite.com for any general questions. My name is David Calabrese, and thank you very much for joining us. Have a good day.